Okay, guys, so let's start with today's session. I hope everyone has finished whatever projects was given to you. Yes or no in the chat box. Internal CSS, okay. How you can use internal CSS is you just use a style tag. Okay, this time instead of style attribute, we are using a style tag. And where we can place this style tag, we will place the style tag inside head section. Okay, and then again you can see I am writing property value pairs. Okay, color is the property name, value is color name of the color. Okay, the syntax is quite different, like how we can apply styles using internal CSS. Okay, so let's see it. It's better. Okay, now this time for H2, my H2 is still in black color. I want to change its color also. Okay, but for H2 I am going to use internal CSS. Okay, so you just go inside head section. Okay, inside head section means before closing head. Okay, we use style tag. Let me just write this is internal CSS. So I will write style tag. Okay, over here you have to mention name of the element to which you want to apply the style. Okay, we also call it as element selector. We will see what these selectors are in detail in the next few minutes of the session. Okay, for now just focus over here how we can apply style. So I want to apply style to H2. Then you give curly brackets. Inside these curly brackets you can write as many property value pairs you want. Okay, currently I just want to apply color, so I will say color, and this time I want blue. Okay, so see, if I run this, can you see H2 in blue color? So this is how we can use internal CSS to apply the style. Any questions in internal CSS? Yes, Bharat Raj. Internal CSS we can write the style tag only inside head section. Okay, Shanu, sure, I will explain it again. So see, internal CSS means we will use a style tag. Okay, and we have to place the style tag inside head section. Okay, where we are placing. Now, here we have to mention some of the things, like to which tag, to which element you want to apply the style. I wanted to apply it to H2, so I wrote H2 over here. Then you give curly brackets. Okay, why you need these curly brackets? Because it might be the case that you want to apply more than one style to your element. Okay, so this curly bracket will define block of uh, only this particular style. Okay, so I'm again I am writing I want to change the color, so I wrote property color and I gave value to that property. Okay, and a semicolon, same like here. After semicolon you can write the next property value pair if you want to apply any other style. Okay, am I clear now? Okay, great. Is my voice clear, guys? Okay, Vinay, maybe it's your network issue. Okay. So let's move on to next point, which is how we can use external style sheet. Okay. It's the third way of adding CSS inside HTML. Okay. Which is external CSS. So in external CSS, what happens is we create a separate CSS file. Okay. In that file, we will write all the CSS code only. Okay. Then we just have to link this file with our HTML. Okay. To link the file, we use this particular syntax. Okay. We use a link tag. We mention what is the relation. It's a style sheet. In href, we mention where we can find that style sheet. So basically, it's the path of that CSS file. Okay. So let's see. Can you guys see over here? Sorry. There is a file called style.css. Okay. So this time we will add the CSS code inside this style.css. Okay. For that, let me just use one more tag. Okay. You just go inside style.css file. Okay. Here again, I want to apply style to h3. So I will mention h3 over here. Okay. Curly brackets. Here again, name of the property is color. And let's give a purple color to it. Okay. Now we are done with writing the style, but even if I run it, the style won't be applied. Okay. Still it is in black color. You can see. Okay. It is still in the black color because we have not linked that file style.css file with our HTML. Okay. So again, you go inside head section. Here you will write link. Okay. Style sheet. And then in href, you can mention path of your file. Okay. If you don't know the path, you just click on these three dots. Here you will get an option copy file path. Okay. You just copy it. And then you can paste it inside href. Okay. Now see if I run it this time. Can you see now purple color is applied to h3. If you have any questions in external CSS, let me know in the chat box. If I'm clear, give me thumbs up. Okay, Yasmin, I will explain it again. So what happens in external CSS? Instead of writing CSS code, okay, inside HTML file, we use a separate CSS file. Okay. We go inside style.css. Again, I did the same thing. See, I wanted to apply style to my h3 element. So I wrote h3 curly brackets. Inside that, I wrote property, which is color property, and value of the property, which is purple. Okay. Now in this case, we have to inform HTML that HTML there is a separate file where we wrote all the styles you need. Okay. And how we can inform it is with the help of this link tag. Okay. We mention link. Relation is style sheet. Okay. That is a style sheet. Then in href, we mention path of the style sheet. Okay. If you don't know the path of the style sheet, I mean the file, your CSS file where you're writing all CSS code. Okay, for replit, you can just go over here, click on these three dots and copy file path. Okay. Is it clear now? Yasmin Vishwas, is it clear now? Okay, what about you, Yasmin? Okay, guys, with this, I'm giving you 5 minutes to practice inline, internal, and external CSS. Okay, after that, we'll move on to next point. Once you are done with it, just post done in the chat box. Arvin, are you saying like I should increase my speed? Okay. Okay, guys, are you all of you okay with that? If I little bit, if I increase my speed a little bit. Okay, great. Yeah. One more minute. Whoever is left with the activity, please finish it fast. Next, we will talk about selectors. Okay, great. So let's start with the next topic. Next, we will talk about CSS selectors. Okay, so selectors are used to find HTML elements that we want to style. Okay, there are total five selectors: element, ID, class, universal, and group selector. Okay, let's start with the first one, which is element selector. Element selector we have already seen. Okay, the element selector will select the element based on the element name. Okay, what does this mean is basically this thing. Okay, what we did, we used element name to apply the style, right? So what your CSS will do, it will check for this element in your HTML. Okay, wherever h2 is available, it will apply this style to h2. Okay, even if there was one more h2 over here, since we are using element selector, it will search for all the h2s and it will apply that style. Okay, so if I run it, you can see. Can you see this? So this is element selector. Any question in this? If it's clear, give me thumbs up so that I can move on to next point. Okay, great. Next we will talk about ID selector. Okay. ID selector uses ID attribute of the element in order to apply the style. Okay. One more thing, ID of an element will be unique within that page. Okay. It means if you are using any ID for a particular element, you cannot use same ID for the other element. Okay. So basically ID selector is used to apply the style, a unique style to that element. Okay. So we will see how we can define ID selector. Um, okay. One more thing, you can use these selectors either inside internal CSS or inside external CSS. Okay. So I am going with external file. Let's talk about ID selector. So in ID selector, what we do, we mention one ID. Okay. So ID is represented with the help of hashtag. Okay. You can give any name to your ID. Let's say I am giving ID1. Okay. And then give curly brackets. This time I am applying font. I want to change the font of the text. Okay. So I'm saying font family, and let's give Franklin, this one. Okay. Now you just have to come inside HTML. Okay, let's say I want to apply this to my second h2. So I will mention ID attribute and the value of ID was ID1. So see if I run this. Can you see the style of this h2? The font style I'm seeing. Now you cannot use this same ID for any other element in the page. Okay, it should be unique. So again, CSS will check for this ID, okay, an element with this ID, and it will apply the style to that element. Any questions? No? Okay. Next, we will talk about class selector. Okay. Again, class selector will select the element based on class attribute of the HTML element. Okay. In order to represent a class, we use this period character or the dot operator. Okay, this one. Dot followed with name of the class. Okay. Property value pairs will remain same. Okay. Let's see it practically. So let's define one class. So I am saying dot. This is class one. Okay. And this time let's give font size or font. Oh, okay, let's change background color. And I want to give a background color pink. Okay. Now the difference between your class and ID selector is you can use same class name wherever you want. Okay. Class will not be unique. So wherever you feel you need to apply this style to your element, just go to that element and give the class. So let's say I am giving class to my first H1. Class name was class 1. Okay. You can apply same class to any other element if you want. Okay. So again, CSS will search for all the elements with this particular class and it will apply whatever style you will write inside it. Okay. Let's check if it applies. Can you see? I gave class 1 to H1 and the last H3. So it applied style to only those elements. Any question in class selector? Yes, Neha, you have any question? I can see very few replies. What about others? Am I clear or shall I repeat it or shall I move on to next point? Okay, now I can see lot of thumbs up. So let's move on to next type of selector. The next selector is universal selector. Okay. Now as its name, universal selector will select all the elements in your page and it will apply the style to it. Okay. So let's say what I want is I want all these elements to be in the center of the page. Okay. Now instead of defining like style to individual elements separately, because it's the common style I want to apply, so I will just mention universal selector. Okay. Universal selector is defined with the help of asterisk. Okay. Give curly brackets and I just want to align the text in the center. Can you see? It applied the center property to all the elements. Okay. So universal selector will select all the elements within your page. It will apply whatever styles you will write inside it. So that was about selectors. Any question in selectors? Sure, guys. No questions. Okay. Okay. With this, I will give you 5 minutes. Practice all the selectors. Okay. I'm giving you 5 minutes to do it.
Ma'am, I had a doubt, ma'am. I don't know whether it comes in CSS part or not.
Yeah, please tell me.
Ma'am, in the practice exercise, they had given something like highlight the text, specific text in a paragraph. How can we do that?
Okay, so for that, you can do it using HTML also. We have something called mark tag. It will highlight your text.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. All concepts. Neha, can you tell me when did you join the class?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
7:30, ma'am.
7,
7:30.
7:30. Okay. If possible, I can repeat the concepts at end, but if not, I will try to share the recording with you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. From the next session, please join on time. Okay.
Okay.
Guys, whoever is done with the activity, please post done in the chat box. Okay, shall we move on to next point? Okay, fine. I'm giving 2 more minutes. Whoever is left with it, kindly finish it first. Okay, I'm moving on to next topic. So, okay, we have already discussed about how we can change background color, how we can change font color also. Okay, I will also explain you how you can apply a background image. Okay, we have also discussed 2 more properties which are font family. You can change style of the font using font family property. And if you want to align your text, you will use text align property. Okay. So with this, let's see how we can apply background image. Okay. So, okay, I will apply a background image or heading. I want to apply a background image only for this heading. So I am using ID selector. Let's give some ID to it. I will define it. To apply the background image, the property name is background hyphen image. Okay. Now here, if you want to give the value, you should mention URL and then round brackets. Okay. Inside round brackets, you have to give inverted commas and there you will mention path of the image. Okay. How you can apply upload so yeah, first of all, if you want to use any image, make sure you have it in your project. Okay. So if you want to upload any file in Replit, you just click on these three buttons, upload file, and let's upload some file over here. Okay, I'm selecting one image. Okay, I'll just copy path of this image, copy file path and paste it over here. Okay, let's see if it applies a image. Can you see, like some part of the image has been applied as a background to this heading. Let me just see if I can increase height of that. Okay, can you guys see? A image has been applied as a background for this heading. Any questions on how to apply the image? Nope. Okay. I want to show you something. Okay. Guys, if you can see, it's a single image, okay? Only this part. But it is repeating 2 times, okay? Let's say you don't want your image to be repeated. Then you can give one more property, which is background hyphen repeat, okay? Here you will mention no repeat, okay? If you do that and see, currently it is repeating, okay? Now see if I refresh this, can you see now? So if you apply background hyphen repeat property, set it to no repeat, it will not repeat your image. Any questions? No? Okay. Okay, fine. So we will move on to next topic, which is layout elements. Okay. So first layout element we have is CSS flexbox. Okay. CSS flexbox we use in order to, let's say you want to align the elements properly. Okay. Then you can go for layout elements which CSS offers. Okay. In that, first we will see how we can create a flexbox. The next layout element we have is CSS grid. Okay, we'll see both of them in detail. So let's go to here. So guys, I'll just get rid of all these things. Okay. I will use a div tag. Okay. It's a division tag. And let's write something inside it. Hello. You can add a paragraph also. Mm, or instead of paragraph, let's create child divs. Div. I will just say this is first item. Okay. Now, if I run this, can you see how these items are displaying? Okay, it's a different div elements. That is why it is coming on the next new line. Okay, div tag will create a division on your page, and it also includes a line break. Okay, if you are using different divs, the next div whatever you will write will come on the next line. Okay, now we want to align these things inside a flex box. Okay, so how we can create it? Let's use again this one. I'm taking help of a class selector. You can give any appropriate name. Okay, I am giving it flex hyphen box. Okay, now there is one property which you should use if you want to create a flex box. The property is display, and the value of this property will be flex. Okay, if you want you can also give a background color. So in order to just differentiate, I am giving a background color, something. Okay, I'm giving some bright color to it. Okay, now I will use this class for the parent div. Okay, parent div means which includes other elements inside it. Okay, so for these three divs this becomes a parent div. So I'm giving class to it flex box. Okay, which is the name of my class. You can also, can you now see how the elements are aligned in a single row? Again you can customize this also. Okay, so this time we can apply some style to these divs. Okay, it depends on you whether which selector you want to use. Okay, let's say if I am using element selector, we know if we use element selector it will select all the divs and it will apply the style, right? This thing we know, but still let's use it. In order to differentiate the items I want to give some background color, some different background colors to it. So I am giving pink. Okay, for now this much I am doing. Now see, can you see what happened? I use div. Okay, now for the parent where I gave that class selecting all the divs and it is applying that element selector is applying the style to it. Okay, if you want to differentiate you have to mention that please give more priority, first priority to this class. Okay, so you will say this class greater than sign. Can you see it now? Now if you want to give let's say gap in between these items, you just use padding property. Okay. Let's give 10 pixel. I will explain you what this padding property will do. So what this padding property will do, if you are using just padding and some value in pixels, it will add a blank space around that particular element. Okay. So 10 pixel from top, left, bottom, right. Understood the padding property? And you can, yeah, you can also use other things if you want. Okay. Any other, let's say you want to change font style of these items, you can do that. You want to change font color of these items, you can do that also. Any questions in Flexbox how to create it? No question? Okay. Okay, with this, we have come to the last topic of the today's session, which is CSS grids. Okay, so CSS grid is again a layout model which offers a grid-based layout system. Okay, grid-based means you will be able to create. I mean, you will be able to align your things with the help of rows and columns. Okay, so if you are using CSS grid layout, this is how you can manage, I mean, this is how you can position your elements. Let's see how we can create that. I will convert the same thing into grid. Okay, this one only. So for your understanding, I will just change class name. Okay, let's say this is grid layout. Now this time displays value will be grid. I am keeping the same background color. Okay, let's see what difference will be there. Okay, can you see what happened? Now in order to align these items, again we will write some properties for those. Okay, this time we will use separate classes. Let's say this is item, so I'm giving background color, padding. Okay, so let's give different class over here. It is not applying. Oh, Okay, the replit is giving problem. Yeah, okay, it worked fine. Let me just add one more property, which is grid hyphen. Yeah, can you see now how items are placed? Just like how we can create a table in the form of rows and columns. Any questions? Again, now for this grid layout, there are a lot of other things also. Okay, I mean other attribute names. Sorry, other properties also. Okay, you can explore all those property because it is not possible to explain everything in like 1 hour session. Okay, so I'm just telling the basic thing how you can create a grid layout. Okay, so that property basically defines number of columns I want. Okay, so see if let's try if I mention one more auto over here. Can you see now four elements are coming in the one row? So that auto is for that. Understood, Vibo? Okay, guys, that was it for today's session. Today's like the exercise for today you will receive on your respective channel. Okay. Okay, Saloni, you can directly in VS Code you can directly add your whatever image file will be there in that respective folder. Okay, you can get a add file option in VS Code also. Okay, guys, I'm waiting for any questions or any doubt. So I'll wait for 5 minutes. Otherwise, we'll wrap up this class. I will share this PPT with you once I end this class.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I had a doubt. Like, when you visit any website, there will be at the bottom of the web page there will be some things like about us, services, and so on in a list format, right? How can we do it by the side with some proper alignments?
By the side means.
So one second, ma'am. I'll
Okay.
just check for a website.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, ma'am. For example, if you visit Geeks for Geeks website, there is a section where they say company explore languages, DSA concepts, everything in a list format, and that company itself has about us, legal, blah 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 stuff.
Okay,
So
wait.
how can we?
Wait. I will just share my screen. Can you see my screen? See there?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
uh, at the complete bottom.
This thing.
No, yeah, this one, this interface.
Hmm.
How can we do this list by the side?
So just like this only, right?
Yeah,
Okay. You can use any layout from the CSS. Okay. I just explained you grid layout. Okay. Again, you also have an option. Have you heard of Bootstrap?
yeah, I just heard.
Okay. So Bootstrap also offers grid system. Okay. It's easier if you use Bootstrap. Okay. There, like you don't have to write the CSS code manually. You can just use the class names, respective class names, which are there in Bootstrap's grid system. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And yeah, so it it can be created using layout elements only. I mean the alignment I'm saying.
Okay, ma'am.
Anyone else? Okay, Abdul. I guess I closed it. 1 second. Abdul, which core you want to see? Oh, I'll do one thing. I'll just share this link. Bharat Raj, I did not understand like company items in one tag means. Okay, in div tag. Yes, you can try that thing. It all depends like how which layout you are using and how in which order you are writing your elements. Okay, guys, I cannot see any more questions, so I will wrap up this class. Thank you, everyone, for joining today's session. We will meet in the next session. Till then, whatever exercise you will receive, please complete that. Okay. Thank you. Bye.